Something to live for tomorrow.
Hello! hey everyone.
Hi, this is I'm I'm so nervous. Hi everybody. And let me just quickly address this. Welcome new wingmates. I saw some gifted memberships and some people joined memberships in the cover premiere. So welcome to the vlog, guys. And I have a list here. Like I can see there's JT Watermelon, Raining Marbles, welcome, and Gale of Arco 17 months with the prettiest birb and counting. Thank you, Arion. Great cover, birb. Thank you. And then we have Leon SVD and Waffle Guy. Welcome to the Wingmates! Welcome! Okay. So, I see a lot of new faces today. Hello! Welcome to the stream! I am Zephyrianna, and I'm a singing, screaming space birb. I do lots of covers. I stream once in a while, but mostly I'm here to make covers and sing songs. And this guy right beside me, this is my producer. His name is Nash Mohandes, and he's the one that made this fire arrangement. Say hi, Nash.
Yo, what's up everyone? I'm Nash. I like producing metal stuff. And someone in the chat says that I'm looking very pixelated today. Yes, indeed.
Yes,
and that's exactly
it's a pixelated model.
That's exactly how I look like in real life as well. So if you see someone really blocky on the street, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, he is retro as hell. You know, he lives.
I lived 20 years ago.
Yeah, he lives in a fucking Game Boy or something. Okay, so let's get to it. Today we have a full breakdown because it's just me and him today. Everyone else couldn't make it. Shout out to the video maker and also the artist. The artist is Richu Arts. We actually found her off of Twitter. I literally just googled I need Hazbin hotel art. Please give me an artist that can do this. Thank you, Google. And then and then Google just showed me a few options, and then I went through Twitter. I scrolled through Twitter and stuff, and I found Richu. And Richu did such a good job. The art is so good. Thank you so much, Richu. And Iroh actually did my last cover video of Proxima, and he also slayed this video. I am so happy with how it turned out. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, today's just me and Nash. So okay, Nash, what are we doing today?
Today I guess I'll just show around the mixing session. I'll show what I do, behind the scenes, how the song was mixed. Which it will probably be of more interest to any of you who are doing audio production and all that, but otherwise just enjoy looking at these weird waveforms, I guess.
Okay, let me just turn the screen on. Ta-da! So this is what you guys are gonna look at today, and Nash is gonna go through the audio production. If you guys have any questions at all, please put them in chat, and I will occasionally read them out to Nash when the timing's right. Yeah, I'll be helping him read chat while he, goes through the entire production for you guys. So yeah, let's go!
Alright, so shall I take it away now?
Yeah!
Okay. Alright, so as with most of her productions, I use programmed drums. I use Steven Slate 5 with a bunch of bespoke one shots layered in for the samples. Generally SSD 5 as is already good enough for most cases, but sometimes I like to layer in, because especially for snares. For those who know me in real life would know that I am such a huge snare freak. Every time I listen to something on the radio or whatever, the first thing I always analyze is the snare, especially in rock or metal records. So yes, you can say snares are my obsession. So what I do with SSD is that I would write the drums with MIDI, of course, and then I would bounce out each individual output from SSD as WAV files, because I'd like to keep the CPU usage as low as possible. I have a really old computer here, so especially like towards the late stages of mixing, I simply cannot have like live tracks running anymore. It's my poor computer just cannot take it. So and it also has a like sort of like old school feel, I guess, to like mix with printed wave files rather than mixing through like like a MIDI instrument running live. So yeah, so that's the first step that I do, and then I will process this stuff separately, of course. And then I don't have the Steven Slate plugin loaded anymore, but I guess I can talk a bit about how I constructed the drum SSD. So the kick drum has always been my favorite SSD kick, which is it's called Kick 10. So Kick 10 is something I've been using like forever since basically the beginning, basically. And then I would layer it with an extra sample in SSD as well, which is from the signature folder called Black Kick, which is actually sampled, or rather modeled, off Metallica's Black album. That's why it's called Black Kick. So the Black Kick is super clicky. It's very like. So I blend that in.
Black Kick fans in chat.
Oh, that's right.
Like
yeah,
people
Black
like, hey
Kick.
yo, Kick 10 mentioned Kick 10, yeah. I bet they use it too, so yeah.
Yeah, so I love like blending Kick 10 with Black Kick. I believe one of them needs to be face inverted though, because like if you put them together, I think there's some weird like face dipping going on. I can't remember. But generally with SSD, if you layer more than one like kit, always check the phase. Like you just press the phase button in SSD and just check which one sounds more full. So that is always something to look out for. And then so the Black Kick is sort of like tucked in under the Kick 10, so I'm only getting like some of the click, and I bust that out as a single output. So both kicks come in as one output, and then I process it outside in my DAW. So I've got just the standard DAW EQ here, the Cakebox EQ. The usual, doing a little bit of high pass below 30 hertz to sort of remove the extremely low rumbles, and then bringing out some of the 1.2K, I guess, sort of to have that little I call it the paper sound. It's like a very paper. Yeah, it's a paper sound.
I think the producer people here know what it means. It's kind of like, oh, I have a piece of paper here. It's this sound. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Live demonstration. Live reaction to paper.
It's a piece of paper, and then that's the paper sound.
So I like not in all genres of metal, but like for this particular song, I like that paper frequency there, and then I'm cutting off some of the extremely clicky sound from the Kick 10, because Kick 10 is extremely clicky, so we don't want that for like pop punk stuff, right? So whoops, actually press the arm button. Whoops. Yep. So yeah, and then got some waves vitamin here to sort of just enhance enhance the frequencies overall across all channels. Kind of just use my ear, see what sounds good, just boost it up, and then yeah. So that's a kick snare. Sorry, the kick sample, and then for the snare. So for the snare, I actually have them output separately. So this is the Steven Slate, I believe, snare 11 plus one of the I can't remember. Probably the Pearl samples, the from the deluxe folder.
What's that? Is that the snare?
The snare, yeah, the snare.
Okay.
So yeah, and then some processing as well. Let me just open up the processing in the snare. Not too much, because I kind of like how it sounds already out the box. Got the usual high pass at 40, and I don't think it's doing. Yeah, it's not actually. It's not doing anything at all here.
Did you turn that off? It looks on. It looks on. Oh, you just turned out the high mids a little bit.
No, it's not doing anything. Everything's at 0
Wait,
here.
really? Oh, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not doing anything else. So it's just literally just a high pass here, and then
Okay.
yeah, and then I layered it in with a one shot. This is a custom one shot I made. It's really smacky, so yeah. So without the one shot, I'll turn it on and off so you can hear the difference. Off. And then on. You can't really hear it here. Maybe in the chorus.
I can't
or...
hear the difference. Ah! Okay. It makes it a little bit punchier.
Yeah. So I like that that one shot, and then I bust those all both to a new channel here called snares, which is a sum of all of the snares, and then there's some automation going on here because at the verse it's a bit softer, so I'll just play. I'll just mute the vocal temporarily. Sorry, Zephy.
Why? Why are you apologizing to me?
So a little automation there at the verse. And then as it goes on, it gets louder. Yep. And this is, I recently bought this of Waves. This is a very nice, okay, so when I use EQ, I tend to normally do it in like a corrective fashion, meaning I'm using it to fix problems. But then I love using this Mani EQ to like enhance stuff. So as you can see, in the gain knobs here, everything is enhancing stuff. So yeah, I like this Mani EQ for like just adding like brightness or some low mids or whatever, and G clip is my favorite like free clipper. Just make sure it's aggressively chopping all of the peaks. So yeah, that's it for the snares.
What's with the? Can I ask? Like,
yeah,
what's
sure.
what does the Mani EQ does? Is there a reason you would use it instead of like a normal like EQ? Does it like actually add a little bit of like saturation or anything?
Well, so the marketing pitch of this thing is that it has been tweaked so that it sounds best when you boost, and the default frequencies are like the chosen frequencies that they ship the plugin with are like supposedly the common frequencies, like most producers will tend to want to boost. So
okay.
I mean, yeah, sure, it's a marketing gimmick, but I find that it's mostly
Does it work?
correct.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. If it works, it works.
So-
No.
Yeah. So like without it.
Ooh, okay. Makes everything sound a bit clearer.
Yeah, so it helps with cutting through the mix. So yeah, I love the Mani EQ for for boosting frequencies.
Stuff, yeah.
Yep. So there's some ghost notes here in the second verse. Right. So, and then we'll move on to the toms. Toms, I believe, are the DW toms from SSD as well. So what I do is, so if you're a drummer, you normally know like your rack tom sizes are normally around like 12 or 14, I guess. So what I'd like to do with my program drums is actually use a floor tom as the rack tom.
Oh,
Because
wait,
I want
what?
the rack toms to be. Yeah. Because I like the rack tom to be like super deep sounding. So what I do is in SSD I repurpose so the DW kit comes with two floor toms, which I believe is 16 and 18, was it? Or I can't remember. But it has two floor toms, so I actually replace the actual rag toms with a floor tom. So imagine having like two floor toms like left and right. So because I want it to sound like extra deep. So yeah, that's one of my secrets, I guess.
Hey yo, take
deep.
notes, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, so
do you
and
layer
I believe
these with the racks or
no layers. No layers. So it's just a raw tom samples. I think I got the idea. I can't exactly remember, but like so there's this old like Japanese metalcore band called Cross Faith from Japan, and I think in like I can't remember. I think I saw like in one of their like music videos like he was using like two floor toms for his entire kit. But I mean using the floor tom as a rack tom. So I think I got inspired by that. So that's kind of how like I got the idea, I guess. I can't remember exactly, but I believe it was Crossfaith. Very cool Japanese metalcore band. You guys just check them out. Not sure if they're still around or not, but yeah. Okay, so one cool thing I'm doing with I'll talk about this a bit later. So with the bass track, and I'm kind of like fast forwarding this a bit, but so for the bass track, I set it up so that it will duck automatically whenever low frequency stuff gets played, because I kind of want like so like whenever the music is playing like either bass drops or like doing tom fills, or even a kick drum, I have it side chain to the bass, and I'll show what plugin I use here. Actually, it's this one. But yeah, so all of those, Fuser. So all of the low frequency elements of the band is like going to a side chain, which then gets sent to Fuser. And it's sort of like, so Fuser is kind of like a Soothe, if anyone's heard of that. So it's like a sort of like a dynamic EQ kind of thing.
Expensive.
Oh yeah, it is. I've been waiting for it to go on sale. Seems it never does.
Same.
So yeah, so Fuser is kind of like Soothe, and a cheaper alternative to Soothe, I guess. So I've got all of the low frequency stuff, namely the toms, the bass drum, and the bass drops going into the bass guitar. So that helps create space, like, because without the Fuser thing, like whenever stuff kicks in, everything just starts clipping, or not clipping, or it'll start ducking. So due to the aggressive way I'm processing my master bus, which I'll show later, this is what I do to help, like, like give the mix some headroom for the low frequency stuff. Yeah, exactly.
So it's basically like a dynamic EQ thingy. Is it?
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty much. If you guys know what Soothe is that's kind of what it is, except cheaper, I guess.
Yeah, but Soothe has like some algorithm stuff going on where it kind of like softens the harsh frequencies that it finds. Like it has some kind of like proprietary algorithm thingy. So I guess it's a little bit more, like Soothe is a little bit more complicated than that. Yeah.
I mean, Fuser also does. It's not just a volume ducker. It actually has like frequency based ducking as well. So it's not just a simple volume ducker. So that is why I always compare it to Soothe. So it's kind of almost doing whatever Soothe is doing, but there will be minor differences as well. But for the purposes of like bass, I think it suits me well. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, I have all of the shells bus to a shell only like track, because I don't want to process. Actually, I'm not sure why I did that.
What is
I
that?
believe I did have some shell only processing, but it seems like the plugin list is empty, so I probably removed it. So
your shells are raw.
Yeah, my shells are raw.
Okay.
Because I think initially what I did was like I compressed the hell out of the shells, and then but I didn't want the cymbals to affect the sound, so that's why I had it separately here like this, like it's its own strip here. But yeah, I think I removed it, and it's whatever, you know.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah. So, and then for the cymbals, you know, more of the same. 40 high pass and a little bit of low pass to cut off the extremely harsh, trebly sounding stuff. And then I smooth it out with oh, I love this purified micro limiter. This is based off a very old unit. I don't think you can even find these on sale anymore, or you know, it's probably overpriced. If you probably might get lucky if you can find like a hardware of this stuff being sold. It's one of those Elysis micro limiters, I believe.
Oh, those. Okay.
Yeah, which was really popular in the 90s, but I don't think you can find these anymore.
They
but
don't make them anymore?
They don't, but this company, Purified, Sam Pura, who is a famous pop punk producer, he made emulations of this, and I love this on like overheads or like even vocals, you know. Yeah, so I use this to sort of even out the cymbal volumes. You can't really, yeah. It just gives it that like finished sound, you know. And then I got a G gain here, I believe. I'm not sure why I did this. I think it was because at some point I had like automation going on. It's not here anymore, but I think in the past I had like automation going on the cymbal track, and like I didn't want to like readjust the automation curve, so I just like added a gain knob like after the fact.
There. Oh.
Yeah. Like a, you know, like a sort of like a band-aid, but oh, it seems that the automation is gone. Huh. Okay. Curious.
I guess he took it out later on.
Yeah. So, and then
because there's automation on the room shells. So
yeah, so I've got the same rooms going on to 2 tracks, and the reason for that is I process the room sounds differently when it's on the verse versus when it's on the chorus.
Oh.
So these 2 are actually the same tracks, just with different processing, and then I just, you know, bring the volumes in and out depending on the section right there. Yeah, so this is the rooms on the verse, and these are rooms in the chorus. It's more slammed, so I like to use the shadow hilt in this. The shadow hilt is great for like pumpy compression. Like if you want to intentionally make it sound pumpy, yeah, the shadow hilt stuff is very good for this. It's just slamming the hell out of it. And then, so it's going out of the shadow hilt and then going into the Elysis, or rather the micro limiter again. So it's like mega smash.
So you squash it.
Yeah. And then finally, this is another gain knob. So yeah.
So that's how you make it sound like super huge.
Yeah. So on the verses, it's more like a sort of like a tame sound, you know?
Sounds lighter.
Yeah. And then towards the chorus, it's just like. Yep. And then got a little tambourine here. I like tambourines in metalcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of other like samples going on there, which I will cover later. But because I'm moving like from top to bottom, so we'll see. Yeah, you'll see those. And then finally, all of them going out to a master drum track called Drums All.
Drums All.
Yes. So, and this one's got a SSL style.
More compression.
Yes, more. This is my favorite like bus comp. I tend to flip between this and the Waves SSL bus comp. I just like this stuff to sort of like just give it off that finished sound, you know. It just magically makes the drum sound better. So I love that on the drum bus, you know. So without, with,
Oh, that is a huge difference. It sounds...
So without it, like the transients like really poke out, you know. So it's kind of sounds. It has a like home recording sound to it, you know.
Yeah, it has a like little like I don't know how to explain it. It sounds a little bit dry, or not dry, but more like unfinished.
Unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the SSL style comps really do a good job of like just rounding off everything, making it sound glued. I believe glued is a word people use a lot. So yeah, it's a glued sound. Okay, this guy.
What is that?
So, for those who program drums, I think y'all might be able to relate to this. So drums are normally on the drummer perspective, meaning the hi-hats are to the left, and then tom rolls from left to right, left cymbal, right cymbal. I don't know, I just felt like trolling people by flipping the stereo image.
Oh, so that you're actually listening to everything from the audience point of view.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why I decided to do I don't know why I decided to do this, but yeah, so I was just flipping the thing
it until you pointed it out. Like, okay.
Yeah, you won't notice this unless you're a drummer. Like, so the tom rolls go from right to left.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice it.
And the
Obviously,
Chinese
I'm no drummer,
the China symbol. Yeah, the China symbols.
So you put the
everything's
China
inverted.
symbol on the left.
On the right. Right, left. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So basically, the entire drum mix is heard from the audience. It's like heard from the audience perspective. So yeah,
it's kind of like
I don't
a concert perspective thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
that's so cool.
Yeah, not sure why I chose to do this, but I thought it was fun. And
You don't even know why you decided to do it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little
Sounds
fun.
great though.
Yeah, it's a nice change, because I'm always so used to hearing like the drummer perspective on drums. So I figured just try something a little different here. And then another G clip here to really control the transients. So that's it on drums. And then bass, I'll talk a little bit about bass. Bass is programmed as well. I have the two bass sounds here. One is I believe it's the low key bass by Solemn Audio or Solemn Tones. It's a nice sounding like a. Wait, let me go here. Whoops, actually, let me go here. Yeah. No, here. Yeah. So it's this is the DI sound coming out of a low key bass, and then I process it with Pod Farm bass overdrive.
Is that a question? A Loki 1 or Loki 2? Someone
Loki
asked.
1.
It's
Loki
Loki 1. There you go. That's the secret.
Yeah. So I just love it on like I wouldn't use low key on like more heavier mixes. For heavier stuff, I tend to prefer either gin bass or nuclear bass.
Wait, what's the first one?
but-
Jin?
No, this one's low key.
Oh.
Yeah, but for like more heavy stuff, I would use like either gin bass or nuclear bass. But for this song in particular, I think the low key sound is fine. So I have the DI sound coming out of low key, and then just doing some light processing. This is a compressor running into this Ampeg SVT emulation, and then so I turn off the cab from this plugin and go back to Pod Farm for the actual cabinet. So this is a 4x10 tweed cabinet. Yeah. And then I layer that with I'm not sure if this will come out through YouTube, but this is like a sub bass kind of thing using Massive.
I think it will come through because we're using
It's ultra low, so you might not be able to hear it, especially if you're watching on a phone.
But if you're watching on headphones, you can probably hear the rumble, or like if you have like monitor speakers. Can you play that again?
Yeah.
There you go. Is this the low end rumble?
Yeah, so this is using Massive. I believe it's a preset called Just Bass, and I use the same MIDI that I use for the low key bass, but I transpose it down like 1 octave, so it's like ultra low, you know.
So it's just a rumble that gives the entire mix a little bit more I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what.
More beef. More beef, as I would call it.
Yeah. I guess that's the word.
So, and then it's both going to a master bass track called Bass All.
Someone said, and a little bit of earthquake for balance. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, actually.
Yeah. Definitely. So, both of them running into a single bass track, rounded off with JST bus glue bass. I'm not, to be quite honest, I'm not sure what any of these JST bus glue plugins are actually doing, to be honest. I don't really know. But it just sounds good, so whatever, you know.
Oh, someone asked, like, wait,
yeah.
Nash, doesn't Loki 1 already have a sub-bass feature?
It might have, but I just prefer the massive sound for the subs more, you know.
So it's more of a preference thing.
Yeah. And did I think let me see. Did I forget to mention something? No. I was just wondering, like, cuz normally I tend to do like the frequency split thing where I would filter off, you know, the lows from this track and then, you know, do the opposite for the other track, but apparently I'm not here. So there's probably a lot of like there's probably a lot of frequency build up there, which was probably not intentional, but in the end it sounded great, so I kept it in, I guess. And then,
I guess you didn't find it necessary to do that for this track.
Yeah. Because it's not really so this song doesn't have that clank, that metalcore clank, you know?
Yeah, that
Yeah, so this track doesn't require that, so maybe that's why I ended up like not doing the split bass thing.
Would you say this track is like lighter than what you usually do because it's more pop punk than metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the production on this song overall is more light, you know. So yeah, and then this is running through the max bass. This is perfect for like creating like fake bass frequencies, because it generates like the harmonics that you cannot hear. So I love the max bass to sort of like create like these fake low end, you know, so that the bass sound will be heard across more speakers. So I love this on the bass.
Can you like give us a before after with the max bass? Oh, okay.
So one common problem with mixing bass guitars, I think some of you could relate, is that different strings or different notes tend to have more or less resonance, like differently. So for example, in this song's played in a drop A sharp, I believe. So this part is the fourth string played at 0. And then this note is played on the next string, the third string, on fret 1. So suddenly, like, you know, depending on the note you play, sometimes the low mids will come out more or come out less. So max bass tends to like even that out. So, you know, you won't get like frequencies like popping in and out depending on the actual notes or frets that's being played. So that's why I like to use max bass for that. So yeah, that's a good I guess like a band-aid for uneven frequencies. And then this is going into the Kramer tape, which is a tape emulation thingy. Just thickens the sound a bit, you know. Yeah, and then let me see. Oops, wrong track. Was it bass all? Yeah, there we go. And a little gain knob to just sort of turn down the volume, and then that's it. And then finally it goes into, okay, so let's talk about the fuser thing. So After everything has been processed with the bass, I needed to dynamically cut the low frequencies in and out depending on the low end content. So I've got this little side chain channel thing here with the toms, the kick, and the toms sent there, as well as a bass drop below here. Where is it? I don't know if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Yep. So this is all going to the diffuser. Is using that as a key input, and then so you can see that it's sort of acting there, so it's not cutting all the time, you know.
So it only kicks in when the frequency is too much.
And only on the the low end stuff.
Oh, so Fuser shows you exactly where that is.
Yeah. Alright, so if you're listening on proper speakers or on the headphones, you might notice the bass suddenly like reduced a lot at this specific part. Let me show you again. And the reason for that is simple. There's actually a bass drop here. That's why it's...
Oh, so it took off more of the frequencies.
Yeah. See this guy here? I highlight here? Yeah, that's the one.
Ah! Oh, shit.
So in context, it's a full mix. So, yeah, that's how I control the low end while also, you know, smashing the shit out of the master bus, which I'll show later, of course.
Having the bass drop there really adds to the entire song because it feels so heavy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love, like, I was referencing production from, like, stuff like Memphis Mayfire's latest album, Remade in Misery, as well as, you know, generally the I call this Rise Core. Like back in 2012, you know, Rise Records was huge, you know, and all of these like you know, bands from Rise Records and then from Chango Studios as well, you know. I tend to call them Rise Core. So
Rise Core.
Yeah.
Did you
Not
make
rice.
that up or did someone
It
Did you
may
make
have
that
been
up?
no,
Is
it
it a thing?
it probably was a term that people actually used back in the day, like Rise Core.
Rise Core, okay.
Yeah, so, you know, bands from back in the day, 2012, you know, early Devil Wears Prada, you know, bands like that, Memphis Mayfire, Sleeping with Sirens, yeah. As for the song composition itself, I approached it with more of like it was a mix between like Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil, especially on the verses, because like there's one part here. Let me just play the verse real quick.
Okay.
So it starts off with like a simple like single string palm mutes. Harmonized palm mutes basically, so left and right guitar playing different notes. And then when it goes to like the second half of the first verse, I did this thing where the left guitarist and the right, yeah, so the left and right guitarists are playing like completely different things that is not necessarily like rhythmically in tune with the drums, but when you put everything together, it kind of works. So there's a band that I used to love listening to, Pierce the Veil. They do this a lot. PTV does a lot of this like weird non-conformant rhythm stuff. So
It's also a very J-rock thing, I think. Like, because in Japanese music, they do this a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of like the left and the right just playing different shit. Like, they're just like, we can't agree on whatever we want to play, so we'll just play our own shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So initially, I had something else there going on, and I noodled with it for a bit. It was gonna be like a sort of like a gent-y style, like open string riffing there. But then I settled with this eventually for the final composition. Yeah. So yeah, so that's a little bit on the guitars there, and then actually let's move on to guitars now. Actually, I think.
Yeah.
So for guitars, as with the drums, I print out the. I'm using amsims, but I played the guitar. So someone I believe on Twitter asked me like if I programmed the guitars. No, the guitars were played live with a Schecter Reaper 7 that you guys, the Wingmates, helped fund.
Yeah, you guys actually got... Okay, so here's the, like, for context, this was the story. I was like, you know, I promised Nash that we would upgrade his equipment once we could afford it, like from, you know, music earnings and stuff. And then we did like a little stream marathon thing, and you guys just went over and beyond. Like, we hit all the goals and beyond, and so we were like, oh shit, we can't afford this now. So we got Nash a new guitar, and now our production has been like gone to the next level because of you guys. So thank you so much, Wingmates. You guys made this happen. Thank you so much. The reason this cover even exists is because we could do it with the new guitar. Because damn, Nash, do you want to talk about the old guitar?
Yeah, so the guitar I used for Zephy's like first recording ever, the Kingslayer cover is really cheap, like $100 guitar or something, and the strings literally hasn't been changed, I believe, since 2015.
Damn.
So I kid you not. So whatever recording you hear on that Kingslayer cover, which came out in like, did it come out in like 2020? Was it? Or 21?
I think it was 2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put out my
so
first.
Those
cover
have
in
like
2021.
2015 strings on the guitar. I
Damn,
shit you
bro.
not.
Guys, and Nash is the producer that tells bands to like, please change your guitar strings or I'm not gonna record you.
To be fair though, I took really good care of the strings. I always wiped them down,
that's true.
and you know, and also I have like lots of black magic tricks to sort of bring the the sound out.
Oh
so.
right, you also had to like detune the guitar or something, right? Because that's a normal 6-string guitar and it's not like a 7-string, right?
Yeah. So it's a 6-string guitar, permanently tuned and intonated to drop A sharp. And the Bring Me the Horizon song was actually in drop B. So what I ended up doing was actually play everything like physically transposed. So any part that's played with any part that's played like with an open string, I actually hit the first fret. I physically transposed the entire song.
What the fuck?
Because I didn't have any transposing pedals or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was quite hell to record, but fortunately the Bring Me song was quite simple to play, so it wasn't really that big of a deal, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, someone said, wait, the guitar being used went from a $100 guitar to a goddamn Schecter. What a jump! I mean,
yeah, what a jump indeed. Yeah, and I love the Reaper 7 has a single coil switch, which I'm so obsessed with. I actually use the single coil mode ever since I got the guitar. So this song actually it was tracked in single coil mode despite having the humbucker on it. Yeah, so I love the single coil. Let me show you what it sounds like.
You mean like dry or chunky?
Yeah, so it's got that nasally kind of yeah, which somehow works great for like rock songs like this. So and even the Spirit Box cover from previously was actually recorded in single coil mode, if you guys can believe that. So I love it. Yeah, thank you guys for for helping us upgrade our gear. It's been a blast.
The reason we can do what we do right now is literally because of you guys. Cause damn, bro, I don't know, we just can't afford shit.
You're poor.
Thank you guys. Like, literally, the reason we can make the music that we can make, the reason that I can record, I can sing, I can whatever, like, the production that we can do is literally because of you guys. It's because of your support. It's because you listen to our songs. It's because you share share the songs out, and then from that it actually racks up, and from there we could actually save up, like from the proceeds that we got from making music for you guys. Everything
including my
just
blown up
goes-
audio interface.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We need to talk about that. Holy shit!
Later,
So-
let's finish this.
Oh, okay.
We'll finish this.
Yeah, let's talk
We'll
about
finish
it
this.
later.
Yeah, we'll finish it up with the audio interface story. But
Yeah, we'll talk about the audio interface. Okay, so
I'll give you guys
short.
the TLDR. The
Yeah,
TLDR
yeah, yeah.
version is I did get some new gear. Thank you so much to y'all. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
So,
I know it's not my fault, but his basically Nash's audio interface blew up like at the end of the recording of this song. But yeah,
we did a
we'll
guerrilla stream. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let's move on to the next part.
Okay, so guitars. I'll show you my live chain for the guitars. I'll mute the printed tracks, and so the reason I print them is because my computer is, it's, if you can see the CPU usage here, the bars are going crazy here. But yeah, so I'll unmute one at a time. So I'll show you a bit of my
So that
guitar
your
chain.
computer doesn't blow up.
Yeah. So guitar chain is, I love Pot Farm. I know everyone's like crazy over like neural DSP or Tonex or whatever, STL tones. These days, whatever. But I still love Pot Farm for guitars. So it's a usual noise gate, screamer pedal. I like the Ignite amp here for heavy stuff. The Emissary model specifically. So it's going through the lead channel. Nothing crazy going on here. But however,
Is that
the
like a
impulse-
tube amp?
no,
thing,
this is
or-
some. This is some. I don't know what this amp is based off. To be honest.
Because I see some
yeah.
tubes on the screen, so I'm like, oh, is this a tube amp?
I mean, maybe.
Is it
I don't know.
Just
I didn't
the
really read up.
imagery. I
what-
don't know.
It's probably just marketing gimmick. I don't know.
Huh.
But it sounds good for like modern high gain stuff. So I love it there. And then the actual impulse cab I use though. This is it's a funny story about this. This is from a friend called Matthew Wilding, who used to run a I guess his own music production thingy called Wilding Studios before, but it's not called Wilding Studios anymore. If you Google it, Wilding Studios now, it's named something else. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. But yeah, so when he was running his business as Wilding Studios, he made this like jaunt, like a impulse cab.
Well, why is it called jaunt? Is that actually the name of the preset?
It's a misspelling of gent.
I know, the jaunt.
Jaunt, yeah.
Oh, right.
So-
Someone in chat said the emissary. They saying the emissary is a custom model amp sim, so actually it's an original design. So it doesn't
Yeah,
actually
that's what I
model
figured.
after anything.
Yeah,
It's its
I
own
didn't
thing.
think it was. Yeah, I didn't think it was like modeled after anything realistic. It's just its own thing, which is
That's
great
good,
for,
though.
yeah, for modern stuff. It is a bit too high saturated for. I wouldn't use it on everything. But for this particular song, it fits the tone well. And then I run it off the Wilding Studios cab.
Jaunt.
Yeah. So Maddie sent this to me personally.
Ah.
I think you can find it somewhere floating on the internet. I gotta check, but it's probably out
Is
there
it-
somewhere.
Are people allowed to actually just grab it off the internet though? Is that like a? Are they selling
because
it or something?
No, I don't think he's actually selling it. It's released for free. I could chat with him in a bit and talk to him, and maybe I
okay.
can have a link I can post a link to the IR if anyone wants to check it out, if he's clear to distribute it, which I believe he is, because he doesn't really do audio anymore. So yeah. And then I have two impulse cabs here. This is the S-Press or S-Prise High. I don't know how you say that. These also you'll find this floating everywhere on the internet. So I'm just blending two cabs here. So these two IRs, and then running through another Manny EQ as always for flavor. And then more EQ cuts and boosts, just sort of like fix the tone. Nothing special. And then finally a max bass to sort of stabilize the low end, which to begin with there wasn't that much of it in the guitars in the first place, but I just like to keep things flat and, you know, like uniform in the low end. Some automation here, nothing too crazy. So the A1 lane is actually automating the gain of the emissary, or emissary, however you say it. So yeah, so the verse has the gain knob slightly lower, and then towards the chorus the gain is
so it gets
cranked up a bit.
crunchier during the chorus.
Yeah. And then this guy, I believe, is just automating the left and right volumes. Yeah. So for the octave line here, no, not that one. The other one. This one. Yeah. So this plugin in particular is cool because you can automate like the left and right gain separately.
I should get this.
Yeah. So I could not automate the pan knob because that would affect the signal coming into the emissary. Right? Yeah. So I need to automate the volume after the emissary rig. So that's why this Blue Cat gain is like outside here, like after the FX chain. So it's really dry here, and then, you know, so I found that the octave line was a bit too loud. So it's automating down like about 4 dB there, and then yeah, so that's what that's doing. And then another final gain, just like an after the fact sort of thing. Yeah, and then yeah, that's it for the guitars. The leads, yeah, I guess I can show this a bit. This is playing the original like a Poison line, but in a like played in a sort of like guitar E way, if that makes sense. Let me just solo it here. Wait a minute, was it?
Wait, what was that? Something's missing.
No, the distortion thing is on here. Yeah, I meant to play it like this. So this is the. This line was in the original Poison song, but played on like a synth
yeah, it was
keyboard,
a synth,
I guess. Yeah.
And then you played it with
so
guitars instead.
Yeah, I guitarized it. Went for like a Swedish metalcore line, kind of, you know, like a, you know, like As I Lay Dying style, like, you know, with the harmonies and stuff. Yeah.
And then you EQ'd it in.
Yeah, I have like a fading, like a low pass thing going on there. It's for effect.
Sounds really good.
Yeah. So for the leads, I don't actually use the emissary. I use straight up just pot farm. The full pot farm rig is in here. This is, I believe, Deity is a. Oh, I can't remember what is this model of, to be honest. I gotta look that up. I don't remember what this amp is modeled off. There's the Line 6 manual that's somewhere on the internet, and but this one sounds sort of dark-ish. It has a like a dark-ish tone, which I think is perfect for the lead because I don't want the lead to like cut in too much to the mix. And some you know, low cuts there, and yeah, that's it. Everything else is just adjustments.
Just spice.
Yeah, just yeah. And I use the same lead track across the entire song. Alright, and then so that's it for the lead. And then specifically for the chorus, I have this little thing. I call this the busy track because it's not actually meant to be heard. But if I don't put that there, it'll feel like something's missing. So
It's the
I'll show you what
secret layers.
the secret layers. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds so gorgeous.
So fun fact. Yes, fun fact. This was actually programmed.
I can't tell.
used what did I use? Yeah. Because this was added like way late into production after the fact, and I didn't feel like plugging in my guitar, and I just wanted it to be done with like quickly, so I
He was
programmed
lazy, so he programmed it.
Yes, I was lazy. I admit my laziness there. This
I mean,
was
it sounds
Solemn
good, it
Tones.
sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
Someone say it sounds like the Odin.
Yeah, exactly, Odin. Huh.
Oh,
good,
damn
good
it!
year,
He
whoever who.
got it!
Bonus points to you who gets it
Woo!
right.
It's Zeta.
I can't actually see the chat right now, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm reading the chat for Nash.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the Odin. I just programmed that in, and initially there was a single string backing to go along with it.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds so cool on its own.
Yeah, but unfortunately it was too busy in the mix, so I had to mute that.
Oh.
However, I did use the full thing at the outro.
Oh, you just bounced it.
Yeah.
Poison. I'm sick of the poison. Wish I had something to live.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, so I did use the full thing in the outro. But for the choruses, it's just the riffing, whatever you call it. So you can't really hear it, but if I take it away, it'll just feel less complete.
It sounds more interesting with it on.
Yeah.
It just sounds more like there's nothing much to listen to in the back when it's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like layering stuff like that, like in the sort of background, that just gives it a more like a... Like I see guitar arrangement as sort of like a mini orchestra, if you... I don't know if this makes sense, but like a... There's like stuff in there that sometimes you're not meant to specifically pick out or hear.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not there, then it sounds incomplete. So that's how I approach like guitar composition with like this kind of music. Very orchestral like mindset to it. That's how I see it. Yeah.
You kind of build
So
on top
that's
of
it for
the
guitars.
sound.
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
lot of guitar tracks.
No,
It's
not
like-
really. It's at
4, 5?
the end of it. It's just 4. It's not that much, to be honest. When you bounce it out, when you print it out, it's just like four stereo tracks. All right, so I'm just gonna close these folders to make it more manageable to navigate. Let's see. All right, so now we'll move on to samples, my favorite.
Yay!
So samples are obviously all MIDI. I think for them, I use Massive for everything, for all of the for any of the synthesizer E kind of sounding stuff is all Massive. Using presets, and I believe I did name the tracks according to which preset it was. So yeah, this is a preset called Synth Macro Saw. It's just that, and I did automate the low pass, but then I printed everything so you can't see the plugins there. Yeah, and then there's a little drum loop here, which I did construct myself using some homemade samples. So in the
That sounds
original
so
composition,
cool.
yeah. So in the original composition, the actual Poison song, the drums at the start, they're kind of like this really weird, like out of time kind of thing. But I tried it at first, but I decided to go with something more vanilla, something more standard. So the drum loop for our version is actually on the beat. But yeah, on the original, I do realize that in the original version of the song, it's really weird, like out of time, out of beat.
Yeah, it's kind of like
thing.
a break beat kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's not even like on the grid. So
No.
yeah, I tried it and I didn't quite like it. It didn't really fit with the Swedish
The rest
guitar
of the
thing going on.
arrangement, yeah.
Yeah, so I just went for something really standard and vanilla and boring. So, but in the context of the
Boring at
whole
all.
thing,
I love it.
it works in the context of everything else, you know.
It
There's a
leads
little hey
into the
here
first
thing.
verse like really well.
Yeah. So that's Zephy, tiny Zephy.
That's just a lot of layers of Zephy.
Yeah.
There's just like, I don't know, I think there's like 10 copies of me or some shit. That's been
Yeah.
hey like 10 times.
Yeah. So she sent me a stereo bounce of it, and I just imported like a single wave file because I didn't want to bother with like the individual layers of it. So I don't really care. So yeah.
Yeah,
I just
so he
told
was like,
Zephy
oh,
to-
can you please do it for me? So I recorded, I panned them, and then I put some like chorus effects and whatever. I kind of like polished them up for him. So I just sent him like a
Yeah.
wave file.
Yep. So and then let's see what else we got. We got some claps
Clap.
here. So the original song had the clap elsewhere, but I decided to shift it here instead, because it's in line with the actual drum pattern, you know. Yeah, and then I've got my usual tropes, sampling tropes, where every time a song hits a chorus, these three things in particular are like it's gotta be in all of my songs. The laser sweep.
If you hear these things, you know Nash made the arrangement.
Yeah, so. And I always like an explosion
Whee!
impact going to the chorus. Yeah. And then I also layered in this weird, like a cheering thing. Let me see if I can find it. Whoa, where is it?
It's probably in
Oh, there it
vocals.
is.
Oh, there you go.
It's called Hey Chunky.
Why is it called Chonky?
Because it's
Hey, Chunky.
chunkier.
Yeah, that's just another like, I don't know, like 20 copies of Zephy.
Yeah.
Just
So
me
initially
going
I
like,
wanted-
Hey!
Yeah. Turned out pretty
Initially
good.
you wanted?
Especially the deeper parts. Oh yeah. So initially I wanted like some kind of like a football cheering sound, you know, like.
Oh!
So it hits. Yeah, it was meant to hit like every time the snare hits, and then there'll be like this really big like football cheering sound. But then Zephy sent me this instead, and I'm like, oh yeah, this one's good.
Yeah, I was like, I
also, yeah.
don't know what you want, so I did this.
Sounds great.
It worked! Yay! Hey! Hey! Someone said imagine a stadium of wingmates waving glow sticks to the beat. Holy shit, if we ever have a
Yeah, that would be
concert,
awesome.
like that would be my, I don't know,
Heck
bucket
yeah.
list.
Be sure the
yeah,
glow sticks are
bucket
like
list.
in green or purple.
Oh, we should. I don't know if we ever do like if that ever fucking happens. If you know that ever fucking happens, we should totally have those like Bluetooth like glow sticks that actually are synced to the stage or some shit like that. Oh my god, those are
yeah.
so cool.
That'd be
I don't know.
killer.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I'm too small to have a concert. But you know, bucket list.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So what else do I have here? Oh, I got these 808 hats just running through the second half of the song. It's just that.
Ah, so they give it a bit of high end.
I also got this really distorted sounding thing here. Again,
that?
made in Massive.
Oh, it
supposed
adds
to
a bit
be
of
like-
crunch.
So that's the original sound, and then I kind of just filter out a lot of it. And I just mirror whatever the rhythm guitar is playing. So added crunch. Yeah. Without. Full context. Without. With.
It doesn't sound as bright without it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like brightness there, which helps with the overall like sound, right? Yeah, and then yeah, that's about it. Actually, not too much in the sampling department. So when then the bass drops as well, all running into the aforementioned fuser thing I was talking about earlier, so that it will automatically filter out low frequencies based on content. And yeah, that's it for samples. Not much else to tell. So we can finally move on to vocals.
There is so much going on in the entire arrangement, and I didn't know there were so many vocal tracks.
Sure, yeah. So
What do you
vocal
mean, sure?
processing. I don't think this is that many, to be honest. Like I've
No, I swear I was in your studio for like what, 2 hours? 3 hours,
Yeah.
and then your fucking audio interface blew up, so I had to go home and record the rest myself.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Man.
But to be fair, like a lot of these, it looks like they're plenty because they're like printed tracks.
That's true.
Some of them are some of them are duplicates actually. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
So
actually
with-
record those.
Yeah. So with the vocals, I decided to use one main vocal track for everything. I mean, as in the main vocals. Because with previous productions, like I would have separate vocal processing for, like for example, the verse is a different track, and then the chorus is a different track with different processing. But for this song in particular, like I felt like a single vocal track will do just fine, and just automate the hell out of it, just keep things simple. So this one vocal track, I can't enable the live chain because my computer will just explode, but I'll just show a bit of what I do. I've got a Lindell de-esser here.
Did
at
you
the
print
start.
the entire
Yeah,
thing
I
already?
printed them.
Oh,
Yep, it's all
okay,
printed.
yeah.
Yep.
So the plugins are just for show.
I'm not a bubble of the cat.
So you can't actually see the plugins move because they're all like deactivated. But yeah, so it's got a de-esser
That's the
and then
chain
yeah,
that you used.
this is a deverb to remove any
Wait,
stray
you
room
set
sounds.
the reverb to that high?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
Oh my
Somehow-
god, that's like the top of the button.
Because somehow the mic that we use to record you
Oh yeah, the
seems to be-
AT 2020, right?
yeah, it
Did you
seems
use
to be
the
able
AT
to
2020?
take this much. Yeah, the AT 2020. So for some reason it's able to take this much abuse. So I just went for it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then a high pass here. JST gain reduction default
Oh.
settings. Nothing special.
What else?
And then okay, this guy. I like this thing. This is one of those one of the preamps from the pod farm. Just by inserting it, it changes the sound. So even like right now, it's doing like small cuts here. It's just 1 dB cut on the low mid and 1 dB cut on the high mid. What frequency is that? Probably a 240 and 1.5. Yeah. So, but even if I don't do any of these cuts or boosts, it changes the sound slightly, and I like for some situations. So I tend to go for this like a console model. It's got this like really like polished sound to it that I just like for vocals. So use that. And then it goes into the Howard Benson.
Howard Benson!
Yeah. And the
My
JS
favorite
vocal
plugin
starter
for like
preset.
metal stuff.
Yeah. So I believe I went for the preset initially, but then I had to like tweak the knobs to fit Zephy's voice because, you know, obviously you can't use the same setting for everyone. So there's that, and then after the Howard Benson, I squash it with a limiter, and then I squash it again with the Elises.
Oh.
And then I squash it again.
Squashing.
Yes.
Squash the birb.
Yeah, so I just want the vocals to be square. Like, so the print here is what you see. This is the result. It's just flat, almost flatlined. So it works for this song.
It sounds good. It sounds good, you know?
Yeah. And then I've got automated sends to all kinds of effects. Let's hear it.
I'm not a bubble of the cash in. Another lover underneath those flashing lights. Another one of those ruthless nights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I should have guessed that this would happen. I should have known.
So I got a send here called a throw send, where basically I choose specific words to do like vocal throws or delays. You know, like
Ruthless nights. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it only kicks in at yeah. Happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you I was wondering how you did the delays, because I thought you just cut them out and put them on a different track and then only delayed those.
Yeah, I mean traditionally I would do that, and I have done that. So previously I would print only the word that I want to throw, and then I put it on a different track. And then, you know, like what you said, you know, so it's a physically printed track.
Yeah.
But this time around, I went with you know, like a send return system instead. So
that's really cool, because you have control over like what if you wanted to change like what you wanted to throw, you could just change it on the fly.
Yeah. There are pros and cons to each approach, but yeah, for this particular, for bigger projects, I probably wouldn't use this like live send return thing. I probably would do it the traditional way of like printing specific words and putting it on a separate track. Yeah, but for this song, it you know, it's convenient enough to do it.
Ruthless nights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I should have guessed that this would happen. I should have known it when I looked in your red hot eyes.
So it's also got a, so as the song gets more intense, the reverb goes up. Let me see, what is this? This is the, oh wait, what is this actually? This oh, I forget what this is. What's send? Oh, this is a doubler. Okay.
Oh.
So this is a doubler effect. Yeah, the fake doubler thing.
I should have guessed that this would happen. I should have known it when I looked in your red hot eyes, spewing all your red.
So the song gets more intense. The fake doubler effect goes up. The delay level goes up as well. The reverb as well. Everything just gets pushed upwards. And then, you know, I write the volume here as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's the worst part of this? How I can only blame myself, 'cause I know you're crazy.
And I got a little print of the vocal here with like extreme distortion.
Blame myself. You want to talk about why you did that?
Oh yeah, because since the music goes silent here,
Only blame myself, 'cause
I wanted to really accentuate the sentence, I could only blame myself, and it makes it sound like she's like choked while singing it, which fits the overall like message of the song, I guess.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's what I did there. Like I did a print there, and I sort of fade out the main vocals and bring in the distorted vocals.
only blame myself, 'cause I know you're crazy.
Yeah, and then during the choruses, like everything is just like at unity gain. You know, all the sends are like full levels. So it's, you know.
You're crazy, you're feeding me poison. Addicted to this feeling, I can't help but swallow up your poison. I made my choice.
So for Zephy's harmonies, I printed all of them because I wanted to save CPU cycles. There's nothing special going on. I don't think it's just let me see. Yeah, more deverb. Howard Benson with one of the presets, and then just
Well,
a
you
gain
didn't
knob, I
clamp
guess.
them down so hard, actually.
No, yeah.
I'm not a bubble of the caption. 'Cause I know you're poison, you're feeding me poison. Addicted to this feeling, I can't help but swallow up your poison. I made my choice, and every night I'm living like there's no tomorrow. Any way you want me, baby, that's the way you got me. I'll be yours. My story's coming over me, dead from your poison.
Yeah, so the harmonies. Let me see if I have a copy. Oh, there it is. The archived vocals. Yeah, so
Okay.
I do have them unprinted but disabled so that they don't actually trash my PC. But yeah, so it's just 2 harmonies. I can't actually activate this chain because then Cakewalk will just crash.
Yeah. Your computer
But basically,
would die.
I can explain, like, so she sings 2 different harmonies, like 2 I don't know what you call it, like 2 keys, different keys, right?
Yeah, one is like the higher harmony and the other one is like the lower harmony.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. And then I have some I got this double take plugin here that generates like a fake double of so each harmony line, even though it's sung once, it is then duplicated and doubled and then panned left and right. So that's what makes it have that stereo washy kind of sound to it, you know? Yeah. So
So
yeah,
is that
there's
what it
basically.
sounds like printed?
Yeah, so the printed one is obviously this one here.
Poison, you're feeding me poison. Addicted to this feeling, I can't help but swallow up your poison. I made my choice, and every night I'm living like there's no tomorrow. Any way you want me, baby, that's the way you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's for the harmonies, and then I believe the BG vocals as well have the same treatment. Or maybe not. I don't know. I tend to like get really brain
think you-
foggy when I do
I-
this stuff. Actually, to be honest.
I think you made the background a little bit more like crunchy sounding.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yes, that's right. That's right. So I put saturation in it so that it will blend better like with the rest of the mix, so it doesn't stick out too much, you know?
I think it helps it cut through the mix as well.
Yeah, see by saturating the vocals, it is kind of like so of course it will stick out because of the sizzle, the high-end sizzle, but it is also like shaving off like some frequencies. Like it's creating like these pockets of like
Space.
yeah, pockets of space. So that's what helps it sit better in the mix. It's kind of weird to describe what saturation actually does, because like on the one hand, like yes, it makes something stick out because of the sizzle, but it also like creates space by chopping off like stuff, So it's weird. I don't claim to necessarily understand the science behind it, but I just know that it works for making stuff like sit better in like dense mixes, And then what is this? RoboVox. Oh, this is the second like a. It's called RoboVox because I made her sing like a robot here.
Did you put like auto tune on it?
There's some tuning, but not necessarily to the point of the T-Pain sound.
Oh, the.
Yeah, and in the end, I think I ducked it way back in the mix because I wanted the scream to like be the main vocal there. So and then
There's so
with
much
the
going
screams,
on here.
This is the scream vocals. It's even more flatlined than the main.
Wow, it's chopped.
It's super cooked.
Deep fried.
Deep fried, yeah, deep fried. So I've got this little send here called vocal sizzle. So it's adding. I don't know if you two can hear this, but I'll show it with and without.
I don't know what I should be listening for.
Is it that?
Oh!
So I like to tuck that. You will hear this more like on like proper like non-YouTube like if you're listening to it on like a high quality.
Yeah, if you listen to it on Spotify or something.
Yeah, but basically the purpose of that is to add like a bit of like a high end
Air?
sizzle.
I guess?
Yeah, air. Yeah, air.
Mm.
Air is also the right description for it. So yeah, I like that on like vocals. I did it on the mains as well, I believe. The clean vocals rather.
Oh.
Let's see. I think I did. Let's see. Isn't it one of these? No.
Selectively, or is it just there all the time?
No, actually, no. It's not on the clean vocals. I removed it because I think
Probably it's
the
too
clean
much.
vocals. Yeah, it's too much. It's too sizzly already as it is. For the screams, yeah, I add that. And then there's a little bit of like a pre-processing with vitamin to sort of raise the high mids and the highs. And then it goes into my squashing chain, I like to call it.
Squashing chain.
Yeah, so de-esser, more deverb. Almost the same settings as the clean vocals. And then actually it might be the same as the clean vocals with the addition of Camel Crusher at the end actually. There.
Oh, and you just use the annihilate setting.
Yeah, and I turn the mix dot way down, like the mix setting here.
So it kind of just gives it a little bit more crunch.
Yeah. Okay, and then I duplicated the scream and I made like I call this a scream wet track. I don't actually have the sources to this anymore, but it's basically just applying some kind of like another like doubling plugin to sort of just mess up with the timing of it. And it just gives it a bit more like a wetness, you know, sound to it. And then the scream doubling is also another like a fake doubler sound.
So it kind of makes it sound wider.
Yeah, and only specific words. And then there's a cameo appearance for me here.
Yay! Because I was like, I can't record this.
Yeah, and plus, you know, like, yeah. This was before, like, shortly before the interface blew up, by the way.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Maybe my screaming caused the interface to blow up. Who knows?
We both contributed. It could have been the weather, too.
Yeah, it was really hot, like, at my place when we were recording, so... Yeah, screw that. So yeah, so that's me in the background there.
Enough!
And that's about it for vocals, I guess. Oh, I have an octaver effect going on for the clean vocals as well. Let me show it here. So it's, again, you know, it's just there to sort of fill up the sound. If I mute it, then, you know, you'll feel like something's missing, but then... Can you hear the difference?
Cause I know you're poison, you're feeding me poison. Addicted to this feeling I can't
Yeah.
Cause I know you're poison, you're feeding me poison. Addicted to this feeling, I can't help but follow. You're poison, I made my choice. Every night I'm loving like there's no tomorrow. Anyway you got me, baby, that's the way you got me, I'll be yours.
Just adds a little of like, you know, like beef, low end beef to it. Yeah. And yeah, that's it for vocals. Let me see, what else did I... Yeah, that's it. There's only one last thing. It's towards the end. So I did process this separately because I didn't want this vocal to be over processed towards the outro. Kasiyan. So kasiyan in Malay, it means poor, as in not financially poor, but like poor person. You know, like yeah. Yeah. So I wanted, yeah. So I didn't want to over process. I didn't want to flatline that one. So I just made a separate track.
Poison, I'm drowning in poison. I'm filling up my glass, but it's always hollow, full of poison. I'm sick of the poison. Wish I had something to live for tomorrow.
So there's some funky automation going on with the outro here. So it's just one instance of again, you know, Howard Benson, but with the settings turned down, and then a more like a dark EQ on it, and then I just sort of ride the volume here.
Poison, I'm drowning in poison.
So there's a little bump there because initially the instruments are still heavy, so I kind of need the word poison to cut through more, and then it sort of fades out gradually, you know.
Poison, I'm drowning in poison. I'm filling up my glass, but it's always hollow, full of poison. I'm sick of the poison. Wish I had something to live for tomorrow.
Yep, and that's it. And then
Yay!
so for the final step, so the way I mix stuff is I have stuff routed into what I call like logical tracks, meaning there's a master drum track, there's a master vocal track, there's a master guitar track. So all of those, well, let me just open this up again. This will take a while. There we go. Yeah. So all vocals, all drums. So imagine these as like stems, right? So I'm mentally approaching it as like I'm mixing stems, even though they're obviously they're not stems, but so imagine these are like virtual stems. So each of these like big groups of tracks will go to the on the right portion of the screen here. They're called buses. So I'll process the stuff here like as if they are like stems, you know? And then they all go, the instruments will go to an instrument bus.
So they're
Which,
grouped
again-
into like a group, like
Yeah.
and then you process them all together.
Yes, I process them all together. And then finally, the instruments itself, meaning excluding the vocals, have another instance of fuse. And this is more acting like what people would use Soothe for, to sort of like dynamically duck out any conflicting frequencies with the instruments. So that's what makes a vocal like have their own space constantly.
So it carves out space for the vocals.
Yeah. So the fuser is technically like cutting vocal frequencies out of
Out
any
of the
conflicting.
instruments.
Yeah. And it's really subtle, you know, you almost couldn't tell what it's doing unless you solo it. You almost couldn't tell. Maybe it's more obvious in the choruses. There.
Ah, so you can hear that it kicks in more during the hey part.
Yeah. So I'm soloing the delta of the signal, meaning the difference. So what you're hearing is what is being cut out of the vocals while the instrument is running. So this is what helps it sit better with the instruments. And again, like I said, I'm approaching this as like virtually, what if I was sent stems? Because I think this is common in like the VTuber world where you have like a single wave file of the instrumental, right?
Oh yeah, like you get the instrumental and then you kind of just mix the vocals on top of the instrumental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I was trying to like sort of like emulate the workflow of how a typical VTuber would mix stuff. Just for fun, I just want to try and see how this pans out for me, and I'm actually quite happy with the results.
Yeah.
So I like how and I normally like I wouldn't advocate for using like tools like Soothe or Fuser as like a means to like band-aid problems, because I firmly believe that ultimately you have to process your vocals correctly at the individual like track level. Don't just use like magic plugins like this as sort of like just slap it here and call it a day, but
yeah, you can't actually do that, because if you don't understand what the plugin does, then don't just put it everywhere. This is how people over process their vocals, because I notice like sometimes VTubers, they have like this really long vocal chain going on, and then when I actually look at it, they cut the EQ first, and then somewhere along the line they boost it back at the same place, so they're basically like plussing and then minusing at the same spot. So you could have just removed both EQs and it would still sound the same,
yeah.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, but so in my case, like the individual tracks were processed fairly well, I would say, and this is sort of like just like rounding off any conflicting frequencies, and as I demonstrated when on the Delta, it's not really doing that much most of the time, just on the choruses, because naturally the chorus is so heavy. There's so much stuff going on in the chorus, right? So
yeah,
it tends to cut more. Yeah, it cuts more on the choruses, but otherwise it's not really doing that much on the other sections like that. So this is the second verse. It's barely doing anything.
Yeah, just a little bit. You can hear where the small. Like,
the delta is the highest at the choruses.
It kicks in a lot at the hey part.
Yeah.
Because
that's also what a snare is.
Space. Yeah.
And as I said earlier in the stream, like I'm a huge snare freak, so the snare tends to be the most important thing in the mix next to vocals for me.
Yeah, you can see it kicking in.
Yep, so there is that, and then these both instrumental and vocals then go to a sub-master bass with SSL style compression, just to glue everything together. Not doing too much in the GR and the gain reduction. The needle is barely moving there.
Oh, it's just a tiny amount.
Yeah. And then it goes into JST bus glue again. This one doing about 2 to 3 dB of gain reduction. Again, just to round off the poking peaks. And then this guy, I love this guy. This is just an automatic mix goodenizer. I don't know what else to say.
Oh! Wait, is there anyone that uses like fucking FL Studio in here? This is the equivalent of Sound Goodenizer, but better.
Yeah, so I love like Waves stuff for for like the stuff like this.
Wait, what is this anyway? Is it a compressor?
It's based on the image and the name. It's an LA3A, which I believe is one of those boutique compressors.
Damn.
It's probably I personally don't know what I know what the LA2A is. That the silver colored compressor. I'm assuming LA3A is another model of it. I don't know, to be honest. I don't really have access to all of this like top end stuff in real life, so I'm just going off of like YouTube or what I read in books. And then got a little some mix fixers here, like some frequencies that I boost and cut. Nothing too special going on here. For the master bus, I like to use a non-linear EQ so that, you know, like it retains the phase. I tend to avoid like normal EQs on the master bus because I don't want it to like mess around with
the
the
phasing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the linear phase stuff is perfect with that. And then all of that goes to the master bus, where I do
a
the
master 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so first a bit of explanation. So the reason I have a sub master and a master bus is because I got bass drops here, right? I don't want the bass drops to trigger to duck down everything when it comes in. So if the bass drops go into the sub master, every time the bass drop comes in, it will kick off these bus compressors like a lot. So it's bypassing it entirely and it's going to a master bus instead.
Ah, I see.
Okay, I'll just for the sake of demonstration,
genius.
I'll show it. So this track, the bass drop, if I put it to sub master,
Then it pumps the bass drop, right?
yeah. So look what happens to the entire music when the bass drop comes in. It sounds clipped. Yeah.
It sounds
So
like it's all the entire piece of music is making space for the bass drop,
Yeah.
and it sounds squashed as hell.
So I bypass the submaster. I bypass everything entirely. Put it on its own track rather, and then from there, I insert my mastering chain, which is doing multi-stage limiting. So it's got this master desk thing at the default settings. This just automatically makes things sort of like a louder a little bit. So I just leave everything at default, and then I've got the BX limiter here.
Yay! Oh, why is it
Doing
purple?
about- Oh, you can change the colors here.
Oh wait, I didn't know you could do that.
Now you know.
Yeah, I always have it at red because that's what the default is.
Yeah. So I don't, for limiting, I don't like to crank everything in one stage like that. Like don't do that.
Ah, yeah.
So you do it in small stages. So so I name them like stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 like that.
Ah.
The second stage. So after the limiting, I run shadow hills in it to kind of like shape the peaks, you know?
Ah, okay.
So sort of like make the peaks more punchy. And the shadow hills does not have like a master output knob here, so I use a gain knob here to turn down everything. Yeah. So after it's been treated, the peaks have been treated, and then I squash it again with the limiter. Second stage, with less gain. So every limiter I use, the gain amount is less and less. So it starts off with like a 2.4, and then the second stage is doing 1.8. And by the way, if you I don't know if you noticed this, but each of these limiters have the exact release MS time set to 3.12, and this 3.12 number wasn't just pulled out of the thin air. It's based off a calculation of what the release time would be on a 1/28th note at 150 BPM. So
Math
there's
guys.
yeah, so it's there's some math going on there. There's an online calculator that will do this for you. I forget the link right now. I'll post it later, a bit later, I guess.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, there are. I mean, obviously, you can do this manually, or there are also like online calculators that can do this.
Yeah.
Nash, sorry for cutting you off. I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna leave you here for like 2 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, I'm leaving chat to you. Chat, please behave.
I'll continue nerding out here in the meantime while you go pee. So, and then as I said, I was doing gradual limiting, and each time the limiter hits, it's like less and less boosting. And then stage 3 again, more shadow hills. Again so because when you do limiting, you're essentially like reducing the punch, you know, the transients. So the Shadow Hills plugins are here to like reintroduce back the punch. And then same story again. There's no gain knob on the Shadow Hills, and then finally, just 0.9 dB of limiting, and that is the final result.
I'm not a bubble of the caption. Another lover underneath those flashing lights. Another one.
So yeah, that pretty much concludes my mix through, I guess. So before Zephy returns, I thought this would be a fun thing to like bring up. I love these colors here, and it's no mistake that I chose these two colors here because I'll pull up a Google image later of what I mean. But these colors I chose here are actually colors of like my favorite snack. It's the Oreo Cadbury candy bar. So I love I just like my tracks looking like Oreo candy bar. So yeah, that was just a random useless bit of info there. So yeah, that concludes my mix through. Hope you all learned something from this. Let's just wait for Zephy to come back. In fact, let me see if I can open the chat on my phone in the meantime. See if there are any interesting things I can pick out. Let's see. Oh, I hear Zephy's back. I think I heard her come back. Zephy, are you there? Yeah. Hello.
Hello?
Zephy. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
oh, wait, I forgot you could hear me even though I muted myself.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, because I muted myself on OBS, and then Nash can still hear me because, I don't know. We're running the audio through like some weird ass setup because he fucking his
TLDR.
his computer, yeah, TLDR. TLDR weird audio setup, so even if you guys can't hear me, he can.
Yeah. So I was just explaining to the chat like the color scheme I use for my for my tracks. Maybe later you want to pull up the Cadbury Oreo like wrapper image, because that's like my favorite thing ever. Zephy, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm done. I'm done with my like mix through. So I think you can change the screen back to whatever
He
it
was
before.
saying how he added. Sorry, my brain is still like processing. So I'm like, he was saying how he added snacks. What do you mean?
No, like my the color scheme. I was explaining to the chat that like the color scheme I use on my tracks is actually the Cadbury Oreo thing, which is like my favorite thing ever. So yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
it.
Oh my god, I love those.
Useless bit of info.
I love those though. Like the Oreo thingy. Like they
Yeah.
taste so good. Okay, shit. Now I'm craving those.
Yeah.
Maybe I
So
should get
this
some tomorrow.
concludes my mix through. So I think you can switch the scene back to the, or you can turn off the screen at
I don't have a different scene because
least. Okay.
because scuff. But okay, let me turn off the screen share. And
Yeah, turn off the screen share.
also, I mean, please don't hit the audio button because then it will kill us all. But
Yeah.
okay,
I'll
that's it.
close. I'll close the session. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get the BGM back on. Yay! Let's go. Okay, so for you guys that didn't, I saw like a message in chat earlier that was asking if we had any bloopers. Okay, we don't have bloopers for this cover, but we have 2 whole streams for members only that are basically, behind the scenes. It was I went to Nash's studio. Hold on, let me just move us to the middle of the screen, cause it's just us now and no freaking screen. Where are you? I can't find Nash. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we have 2 whole streams of basically it's just us. It's me and Nash, and we were recording. where we were recording the entire song, so I was doing it in his studio, and we have 2 entire streams, and they are for members only. So if you are a member of this channel, you can access them in they're somewhere on like there's like a members only list of there's a members only list of videos that you can watch, and they are there for you to see. Oh my god, Mati Gallardo, thank you so much! So, Mati Gallardo just handed out like 10 channel memberships, so anyone that's here, and you can check out the streams if you want, because now you have access to them. Thank you so much, Mati Gallardo! Oh my god. Okay, so now, speaking of which, let me look at the past, because, I didn't want to cut you off when you were speaking, Nash, so I didn't, let's just address the super chats and the new wingmates real quick. So there's Mystic Tony 02, love the cover. Zephy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super. And there's Ace Lord Apple, love what you do. Please enjoy the $5. Thank you. Thank you so much for dropping by. And that's your first super chat on a stream, so I'm really honored. Thank you so much. And Con Coffee, amazing cover, Zephy, you guys are lit. Thank you so much. And also Mati Gallardo, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for sharing the love. Thank you so much for just so like expanding the flock of wingmates that we have right now. Okay, hold on. I need to grab the link for the rest of the other tip bar. Hold on. For the StreamElements one. Hold on, let me just do that real quick. StreamElements. Oh, right. Nash, do you want to like tell chat about what happened to the audio interface for the ones that didn't know? So this is the story we wanted to tell you earlier.
Yeah. So I think some of you are like a few, was it last week or 2 weeks, or time I feel like time has been moving so non-linearly lately.
I know.
A while ago, I'll just say a while ago.
I think it was last week.
So a while ago,
yeah.
So a while ago, Zephy streamed a guerrilla stream of her like doing the actual recording of the song. So we were at my studio, of course, and then shortly after she left, my audio interface just like it turned off, it turned back on, and then everything sounded like super distorted. And then I smelled like burnt wires or something. Like you know that smell when that smell when like something burns, the weird electronic sounding electronic smelling smell. Oh, I'm really scuffed today. But yeah, so something smelled really weird, and then I was like, oh shit, what happened? And then I tried like turning stuff off and back on, because that's what you usually do, right? Try turning it off and back on.
Like, have you tried turning it off and on again?
And then it just didn't work anymore. Like when I turned the audio interface on, it was just this like constant like buzzing sound, like bzzz, and no actual like audio came out. It was just this weird buzzing sound. And then I sort of like I got a bit confused for a while, and I eventually concluded that, oh shit, my interface it's dead. It's finally gone. So it's a Motu 24IO interface from 2007. So I've been using it for a very long time, since my recording studio days. So it blew up, and then I called Zephy. She was already gone by this time.
Yeah, I went home, and then he called me. I was like, oh my god, Zephy!
I was like, oh shit,
and I was like, what do you mean blew up? Like, how? I didn't believe him, and then he was like, listen to this, and then he like video called me, and then he showed me the thing, and then he showed me how it sounded like, and he turned it on, and then it just made a sound, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so
Holy
I was like,
shit.
oh man, you know what? I was like, oh shit, we're gonna have a problem, because the interface is dead. I can't mix on like I need an audio interface, right? So
yeah.
I can't mix it on my. I have another computer, but like there's no audio interface in it, so like this is not gonna work. I don't have an interface, and we haven't finished the production, and I was like, holy shit, what do we do? And then I panicked for a bit, and like Zephy offered at first to like just give her interface to me.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't want your interface. I'm like, no.
And then you can take mine. And then he's like, how the... And then Nash was like, how the fuck are you gonna record if you give me yours? And I was like, oh, good point.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not even an option because then you can't work that way.
Yeah.
So and then I bit the bullet. I really hate doing all of these like online Ko-Fi thingies, but I decided to give it a shot, and so yeah, I posted my Ko-Fi, and fortunately a lot of you helped out, and I really appreciate it. So I didn't hit like 100% of my goal funds, but I think I have enough. So I did have enough eventually to like
I found the link
I will just so eventually there was enough to like to buy like how would I say this? I wouldn't say like it's a downgrade to what I initially wanted to purchase, but I settled with whatever funds that I have in the Ko-Fi to just use what's available to me, like this was enough. So I got myself like a SSL, what's that? SSL 12 USB, I think.
Yeah, it's basically like the same interface I have, but an upgraded version. Like it's mine's the tiny one, and Nash just got like the version that the version that suits his needs, which is more expensive.
Yeah.
So.
So, but I did forego a bunch of things though because there wasn't enough. So initially I wanted to go for a power conditioner as well. I had to forego that one. What else did I forego? I did get the new monitor control station because that one was also on the verge of like. So I have like a thingy on my desk that is used to control the volume of the various speakers that I have. The studio speakers. So previously I was using a Mackie big knob, and that thing is also like on its way out. Like it has like this really crackling sound to it. So
oh my god, I remember
the
one fucking time that I touched your Mackie big knob. I was like, oh, can I like turn on your speakers? And I hit the speaker button, and then it just went and I was like, oh shit, did I kill your computer? And you were like, oh no, don't worry about it, you just have to hit the button a few more times. Like, I was like, what the fuck? It's so broken.
that needed replacement as well. It's so broken.
Yeah.
So I wanted to use the opportunity to replace it because it's actually disrupting my mixing process. Because it keeps making these crackling sounds. And somebody asked there, what do I use all those inputs for? So a little bit of backstory. I used to run a proper like recording studio facility before I met Zephy. So I was producing local bands, and I recorded live drums, live instruments, live everything. So I had an interface. The one that blew up was actually a 24 inputs. So because we mic up like live drums, so the drum tracks alone would consume like around like anywhere between 15 to like 20 plus tracks depending on the complexity of the drummer. So and then sometimes the drummers would run live with like either the guitarist or the bassist or whatever. So I actually did use a lot of inputs back in the day. But then when I stopped doing the whole recording studio thing and I work out of home now, I use a maximum of like 4 to 6 inputs now. So I got 2 inputs for my 2 of my mic preamps, another 2 for like my live because I got a live compressor and gate, which I'm not using right now. I haven't hooked it up yet because when I do live streams or whatever, like I tend to process my voice in hardware. I don't use VSTs because I want like zero latency monitoring, right? So I got like a line 6 rack with hardware gates, hardware compressors, hardware EQs, and all that. So those are another 2 inputs, and then the last 2 inputs are like spare, like in case I need to hook in like keyboards, or if I need to hook in like a loop back, for my DAW sessions or whatever. So yeah, 6 inputs minimum is what I use even today.
I think when you recorded me, that was like 6 inputs, right? Because you had a monitoring like monitoring headphones running to me, and then that was separate from your mix or something.
Yeah. So the actual signal that gets recorded into the DAW is a 100% unprocessed output coming out from my Focusrite ISA 1 preamp. However, while during tracking, the sound that gets sent to your live headphones is actually of the processed sound coming from my hardware compressors. So essentially, you are hearing a processed sound while you are tracking, but the sound that goes into the DAW is completely unprocessed because I like to do all of my processing like in the box.
Yeah, it helps me hear better. This is why, like, I don't know if I'm just tripping, but I feel like I do better or like sound better when I record with Nash because I can hear myself. Like, because I can hear what it sounds like in post while I'm recording and singing, so I tend to not like overstrain myself when I record, and I can do exactly what I want to do and knowing what it would sound like in post. So that really helps out. And it actually makes recording faster as well, because when I record myself, because of my simple setup, sometimes I just record it and I'm like, wait, this doesn't sound right after like processing. So I have to figure out like, oh, okay, it doesn't sound right. So maybe I shouldn't sing as aggressively. I need to like tone it back. And then I will re-record until I get the sound that I want. And then, now that I know what it's like, then I will record the rest of the song. I would need to like do a few like test takes. But with Nash, I kind of just know what I kind of sound like in post because I can hear it immediately in my ears. So that helps a lot. Oh, right.
So
let me just address this last donation. This is from Leon SVD. I don't really get what you're doing, but thanks for the new banger to all involved people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the tip. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Someone was saying, so he was asking basically my equipment is all on their last legs. Yes, definitely. My equipment's...
I mean, now you have two replaced. Basically the...
Yeah, I got some new stuff here though. Yeah.
Audio interface
Thanks to you all.
The...
Thanks to all of you.
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for helping us out all the time. Like, literally, every single, like, cover that exists that we have made is literally because of you guys. Like, without your support, I don't think... Well, we would just... I don't know. I would probably just stop making covers because, you know... we can't anymore. But yeah, I'm so fucking grateful to have this community.
TLDR, thank you so much to everyone who helped out. For the most part, I'm able to get back to work. The only thing I had to forego was the power conditioner thing I was mentioning earlier. But I think I can do without it for now. I'll have to add one eventually because, you know, I want my gear to be protected, of course.
Yeah, you don't want, like, fucking... Yeah, power surges and shit.
But the old interface, actually... it was about time to go. See, because it's such a bulky thing and it uses like so much power.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I think it was time for it to go as well. Actually, it served me well. Like, I recorded like hundreds of bands with it, so it's really good.
Yeah, it served you really, really well. Like, it's actually kind of amazing that it lasted like what, 17 years?
17 years, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's so insane. Like, one piece of equipment lasting 17 years. Hell, you will never get that anymore in the modern day because things just don't last that long anymore in, like, you know, just in modern days. Like, they just make it... They don't make it like I used to anymore. Yeah, they don't. That's actually a thing. I feel like they make it to make sure that it breaks after like 5 to 10 years. Like, it's as if they do it on purpose or some shit. I don't know.
Planned obsolescence.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what it is. Planned obsolescence. What? Planned obsolescence. Yeah. That's what it is. But yeah, if you guys want to support Nash, I posted the Ko-fi link. It's still ongoing. If it gets to 100%,
thank you so
maybe he will get his fucking power conditioner so that his gear doesn't blow up anymore. But
that's not a maybe. I really should get it. I really should because it's actually quite important.
Yeah, I know, but it's if you have the means to, please, just help Nash out. He would appreciate it a lot.
Thank you so much. Someone there said, equipment says, "I'm tired, boss." Oh,
Damn.
power conditioner. I can't read that. Is that like Spanish? Estoy
Can
cansado, jefe.
Can someone
Jefe?
read
Is it-
that? Can someone
Estoy
translate that?
cansado,
We
jefe?
don't
What does
speak
that mean?
Spanish.
Actually, let me see what that means.
Yeah,
Let
can
me
you like
put it
can you like Google that? You know, bro, sometimes people come into chat and say, "Oh, it basically means the same thing." So it's "I am tired, boss," but in is that Spanish?
in Spanish? Or is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember like sometimes people come into chat and they speak in a language that I don't understand on purpose, and sometimes like I actually tried googling like one of the things like after streaming I googled what they said. They just spoke in like normal English, and then they added like just a sentence in a different language that nobody could read, nobody in chat could read. And then when I googled it, it literally said something stupid like you know, suck my dick or some shit. So I was like, I talked to my mods and I was like, you know what, maybe next time if there's like a language in chat that I cannot read, we should just fucking time out that person. I should probably like write down like what languages I speak in the chat rules or something, because I actually do speak quite a few languages. So there's English, I can speak Malaysian, I can speak Indonesian. Not really speak, I can read. So there are a few languages that I can read. I can read Chinese. I can read a little bit of Hokkien. My mods can read German. I think some of you can read Spanish, so that's cool. Yeah, okay. Ampan can speak German, so speak and read German.
I see some German in the chat there.
Oh!
Spanish.
It's okay,
Spanish
my mods
also is cool.
understand, so...
Deutsch is scheiße.
How
I
accurate
think
was
I know
that?
what. I
Well,
think
what's
I know
that?
what that means.
What was that?
Basically, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but
I don't speak Russian, unfortunately. And yeah, I think the person that put like "suck my dick" in chat, like just for the ha-has and you know expecting no one to be like aware of it, was German. So it was Russian. So so I don't like, if no one knows how to read it, we time the person out, because you know, just for safety, because you don't want, because I'm sometimes I'm worried because like people say bad things in chat. I get my channel terminated because people talk about like bad things in chat, and then I reap the results. So you know, it's kind of dangerous. Yeah, let's stick to English for the most part. That's true, because most people in here speak English, you know.
yeah.
Or if you don't speak English and you understand English, you can always use like a translation app if you want to say something in chat, and I will do my best to talk back to you. Español mencionado, ole ole. Yes, Spanish mentioned. Let's go.
Shout out to
Oh
all
my
my
God.
Spanish boys out there.
Hey yo. Man, yeah, this was a good stream. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know like a lot of you are just kind of chilling, and you know, like sometimes the things that me and Nash like we talk about, like music production stuff, it's kind of a really niche subject. It's not something that everyone is able to like digest or / understand even. But I really appreciate you guys just hanging out and kind of like listening to what goes on behind the scenes. And plus, you guys will get to hear like bits and pieces of the music that you probably wouldn't have noticed if we didn't show them to you track by track, you know? So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So you know, I really appreciate everyone like just hanging out, even though like sometimes I'm pretty sure like a lot of us don't, a lot of you, a lot of us, a lot of you know don't really care nor know some of the things that we talk about on stream, because it's a very niche like, you know, audio production kind of like, you know, it's kind of like if you're interested, or if you do this kind of thing, you're interested in what goes behind all the mixes and the music making, you know, the back end stuff. But some of you are just here to hang and to support and kind of to celebrate the, you know, the release of the cover. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. It was a great stream. Thank you so much, Nash, for showing us the entire session. I'm so sorry about your audio interface again.
Don't apologize.
I
It's not
feel
your
bad
fault.
because it happened right after I recorded, so I kind of feel guilty because it's like the weather was hot and then we still had to work, and you know, maybe we worked your audio interface a little bit too hard and it died.
Nah, it was going to die anyway, so yeah, it's whatever.
I mean, I guess time, you know, a good thing though, you know, new interface now. Yeah, F in chat for the interface, guys. F in chat for the Mode 2, what was it? 24IO.
24IO.
Yeah. F in chat for Mode 2 24IO, guys. But yeah,
and
I'd
like to thank you. I'd like to thank everyone again so much for, you know, helping out with the funds. It really means a lot. I honestly wasn't expecting much, like because I did plan to like so as an alternative, if I wasn't able to buy like any replacement audio interface, I was considering using some kind of there's this like software based emulation, what you call it, the ASIO for all, ASIO for all.
Oh, that thing sucks. Please don't use it.
Yeah, so yeah, I was considering just using that to at least finish up the mix, but then, you know, like I figured, you know, why not try my luck with getting some support, and I'll think of something to like, you know, like to thank the people who helped, you know, like get my stuff back on my feet. But yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, and this also means we don't have to like push any of our covers back, because I was like, oh shit, if you can't
that was
work,
my biggest worry.
Yeah, like I was like, oh shit, Nash, if you can't work, that means we have to reschedule a lot of our stuff. So yeah, a lot of covers had to be pushed back. A lot of like, you know, we had to like rethink finances for, you know, basically Zephy's channel, because this is like a joint project between me and Nash. So, you know, we share the funds.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, we should probably like give you more funds to like replace your gear before we start doing like the rest of the, you know, because if we don't have Nash, there would be no fucking covers. Because he makes the music for the cover, so what the hell, you know? Like, so we were kind of worried, but man, thank you so much. Like, I'm so grateful that, you know, we have you guys and that we have your support. It is so insane. I kind of feel bad, like, you know, sometimes I feel bad because it's as if like I feel like we're not giving back enough sometimes, but I'm doing my very best. We're doing our very best to make things work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, we are lots of cool stuff already in the works for, you know, like Zephy's new music, both covers, and also we started writing a couple of originals already as well.
Yeah, but that's gonna take a while. Yeah,
it's gonna take a while, but yeah, lots of stuff in store for you, Wingmates. So it's all thanks to you. Thank you so much. And also, I'd like to add, like, and because of all this, because, you know, like everything that we're doing here, and of course due to Zephy's generosity, it has also supported my game development activities, which I'm also very grateful for, you know. So essentially you're helping out both of us, like, do the stuff, you know, making content for, you know, people to enjoy. So yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, speaking of which, Nash is a game developer. He is making a game called Disdain right now. Can you drop the link? Do you have the link to the demo?
Sure.
If anyone wants to try it out. It is a retro shooter. It is brutal as heck. If you're into retro FPS shooters, like you know, just I don't know, what do you call it? Retro
Boomer
shooters?
shooter?
Yeah, boomer shooters. I'm sorry, I don't know shit about video games. So if you're into like Doom, Quake, that kind of stuff, then that's Nash's game. It is very inspired by those kinds of games, so check it out if you guys want to play the demo. That is just 1% of what you will see in the final game. I have seen, like, because I go over to Nash's place to record, so sometimes I see his, you know, what he's working on behind the scenes, and holy shit, you guys have seen nothing.
Thank you.
It's chunky as fuck, I like it, someone said.
Yeah, chunky indeed.
Yeah, chunky. Oh wait, don't
Right,
you have
so-
like a voxel thing?
Oh yeah, that's releasing next week. I have a
Hey,
little
yo.
collaboration thingy with the creator of Voxel Doom. We collaborated on a little thingy, which we will talk about real soon. It's coming out next week.
Yeah, check out Nash's chat. Wait, let me just drop your Twitter, I guess. Tweet.
Yeah.
Okay. This is check Nash's Twitter out. This is Nash's Twitter. And check out our artist, the artist that made the art for this song released. This is Richu Arts. I haven't personally talked to her before because we found her off Twitter, but she did such an amazing job. If we do another, if we decide to do another Hazbin cover, I might commission her again. She's amazing. Check her out. And this is Iro, thank you so much for the amazing video. Iro always delivers. I'm so grateful to have like an amazing, responsible. Like everyone delivered. Like holy shit. You know, I'm the type of person, I hate micromanaging people, and these people that I work with, holy shit, they are so easy to work with. I'm so grateful to have you guys, honestly. But yeah,
I've had some experiences with like attempting to hire like commissions for people who are like not responsive, and those are the worst.
Yeah, it's like, hey, have you done the work? Oh, I forgot. Like, what the fuck? I paid you, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, can I have like an extension? And then they don't.
So any budding artists, please don't do that.
Yeah, like if you want to take commissions, please be responsible, and please be, just please be responsible. Please, you're working with other people's times. You're working with other people's time, if that makes sense. Like, because I have had the experience that I've had to like move like 5 projects. I literally had to move 5 projects and like update people that were working 5 different teams. I had to update 5 different teams that we had delays or like adjustments because one artist didn't deliver. And that is always such a frustrating experience because one delay, one uncommunicated delay actually causes like an avalanche effect for a lot of other projects, and it's just oh my god, for real. Group work back then in school with irresponsible and lazy people, and then you end up like tanking the group work by yourself. That is the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's it. Well, anything else? Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have anything you want to share with, you want to ask about before we go? Like, put it in chat, or yeah. And Nash, do you have anything to share with the Wingmates?
No, I'm probably gonna tap out. Like, I'm about ready to go now, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Look,
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please listen to the cover. It is now available for pre-save on Spotify. The link is pinned at the top of chat. Thank you, Nash, for posting it. And check out our Discord fan server if you're interested in joining the birb cage.
Which I am thankfully not in, because I heard y'all wilded in there, so I'm thankful.
I don't know. I think the Wingmates are very well behaved. I don't know. I think they're really wholesome. I don't think they're like bad or anything. I mean, as long as they have fun, I don't mind, Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much, Otsu Wingmates. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all the wishes. Thank you so much for all the congratulations. Like, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Alright, that's it. Otsu Wingmates, see ya! See ya, everyone. Say bye, Nash. See ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.
See ya. Bye-bye, everybody. Woo!